First of all, the interim strategy note was approved by the bank's board of directors on July 3rd, 2012. There was unanimous support for the strategy, and it is a change from the past. We are helping and working with government to make a break from the past, move towards more openness, transparency, accountability, take steps to support private sector investment and create an enabling environment thus to create jobs. Our lending during the period prior to the revolution was fairly low, and only in fiscal year 09 did we do over $300 million of lending, and that was for energy efficiency, community development, and water. And those are three key priority sectors. And this lending was also for investment projects where we had identified very specifically the investments that would be made, and they would be made under very transparent procurement procedures and overall bank fiduciary procedures, and they would also be subject to our audits. So in terms of having corruption, it would be fairly limited, okay? This is not just support that we were giving, it was not a blank check that we were giving to the previous government. We supported the government's reform program for 2011 and 2012. Among other things, there was access to information. Now a lot of the statistical information is available online. There is also new decrees being published, making procurement procedures and government contracting procedures much more transparent. For example, then for 2012, there is very likely to be a budget support operation in the area of $500 million from the World Bank that would support key reforms in the areas of governance, transparency, employment creation, private sector development. So it is a fairly significant amount of money, around $100 million devoted to these poor and lagging regions, and whereby communities would be responsible for preparing, identifying, and to a large extent implementing sub-projects that they choose. So there's a big financing in terms of what we call community-driven development. There's also funding for youth initiatives through some smaller grants, but innovative programs for training of youth and women. So we're also taking the angle of trying to support these key groups.